Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 388. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today we're going to talk about consistency. How to leverage consistent action to get consistent results. Now, I just want to let you know that I'm recording this live in Chicago in my hotel room. So I'm downtown, so you may hear some sounds from the city. So please bear with me. Also, before I start in today's topic, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and my resource links, such as a link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. 2 platforms I've created to help circulate those dollars in the Black community, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. Now, before we get to today's show, guys, I want to share something super important with you. You guys know that I have a companion podcast, Ask Jay Live, that comes out live every Tuesday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Now, on my next episode, which is Tuesday, December 21st, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, I'm doing a business spotlight. Now, what this gives any BEB family member an opportunity to come on live with me on my call-in app show, Ask Jay Live, and promote their business for free. So go to AskJLive.com. Come on into the room. We're going to be talking about business spotlights, and we're going to allow you to promote your business free on the actual podcast. Now, you can share that podcast link. I'll be sharing that link to my network. So come on and get some free promotion. Just go to AskJLive.com. You can subscribe, and we're going to be doing a business spotlight. You come in and tell us who you are, what your business is, why you started it, and we'll chop it up for a few minutes. And this will give you the ability to get some free pub and free promo. So this BEB episode drops on Monday the 20th, and we're talking about tomorrow, Tuesday, December 21st. Looking forward to talking to the BEB family members that are entrepreneurs and being able to help you promote and publicize your business. Now, let's get ready for today's episode. So today's show is going to be kind of quick, guys. It's the Monday before the holidays. I don't know what you celebrate or if you celebrate, but if you do, happy holidays. I wish you guys a happy and peaceful and blessed holiday season. And we're getting ready to jump into 2022. And I'm looking for a prosperous 2022 for all the BEB family members and your families. So let's get into today's show, guys. The power of consistency, how to leverage consistent action to get consistent results. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, everybody's looking for that secret formula. They're looking for those hacks to get that overnight success, but that rarely, if ever, happens. Yes, you may catch lightning in a bottle from time to time with the business, but normally it takes time for you to be successful. And one of the biggest things or common denominators I see with successful businesses is consistency. They're people that have been, started off very slowly in their business. And I'm going to give you some examples today. And they stayed consistent and they continued to work at what they were doing. And over a period of time, they were able to be successful. And I think right now we're in a society where everybody wants that instant gratification, but it doesn't happen like that in entrepreneurship. First, though, let's talk about the definition of consistent. Consistent is acting or done in the same way over time, unchanging in nature, standard, or effect over time. You understand what that's saying? Time, right? So acting or done in the same way over time, unchanging in nature, standard, or effort over time. Okay. Now, Richard Branson, the billionaire from Virgin Enterprises, said there are no quick wins in business. It takes years to become an overnight success. And that's a truism right there. You may pop above on the scene at one time, but a lot of times people don't see the foundation that you've laid, the hard work that you put in prior to being noticed or quote unquote becoming that overnight success. So that hard work is stuff that people don't see. They only see when you hit it, when you hit the top, when people start recognizing you for your talents and your skills and your contributions. That's when people see you and they don't understand what it took to get to that point. And so, like I said, 388 episodes later, 7.5 years, I tell the story all the time. When I first started the podcast, my downloads for the first 30 days were like at 172 people. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, most of them were my family and friends. Okay. But over consistency, doing this every Monday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you get new heat from BEB and J Jones. So it's a consistent thing. You guys remember, what's coming. Matter of fact, I was talking to a BEB family member yesterday, and he was like, yeah, I know you come out 5 a.m. every Monday morning. He said, on my way to work, I always listen to you on Monday morning. And that's consistency. Okay, so it's funny because consistency kind of is counterintuitive to most people in a sense. Now, what consistency is really is habits. All right. And once again, guys, I'm downtown Chicago, so you may hear some police sirens and fire sirens and all that. So just bear with me. All right. The show must go on. But consistency usually is counterintuitive to the way most people live. So we're creatures of habit and we're ruled by human nature. And most people don't have the wherewithal to be consistent with most things, myself included. So you talk about people that are always trying to be on a diet. They try every diet out there, right? But they're not consistent with it. It could be exercise. It could be entrepreneurship. So human nature is that it's very hard to be consistent or create or follow through with habits, even though we know we need to do stuff. For example, right now, this COVID thing, I got an extra 10 to 15 pounds on me. I'm trying to eat better and I'm trying to exercise on a regular basis, but I'm not consistent with it. So it's almost like, Cat, you can't do sit-ups for 3 days and think you're going to have a six-pack. It doesn't work like that, right? You can't eat or miss one meal thinking about you going to lose 10 pounds. That's not how it works. It's all about consistency and change over time, and you definitely can't be a successful entrepreneur if you're not consistent in your actions. All right. Now, those actions need to be solid actions that make sense, actions that move your business to move the needle up. You don't want to take bad actions and continue taking those bad actions. So when you talk about consistency in action, it needs to be in an upward direction, moving you from point A to point B, moving you forward. Okay. So I want to talk real quick about, and I told you guys today is going to be a short show. We got the holiday coming up. As I said before, I'm traveling. But I want to talk about two concepts. So if you ever heard the concept of time value of money. So if you've been in the financial services space, people always talk about the time value of money. But the time value of money works the exact opposite of the time value of consistency. And that's something I just coined right now, the time value of consistency. But the time value of money, the definition is is the concept that a sum of money is worth more now than the same sum will be at a future date due to its earning potential in the interim. So the time value of money definition is that the concept is that the sum of money is worth more now than it's going to be worth in the future because of its earning potential in the interim, the potential to make money right now. So the time value of money, I'm going to say it one more time. It's the concept that the sum of money is worth more now than it's going to be in the future because you have the ability or the potential to make money in the interim. Now, that's the complete opposite of the time value of consistency. Now, the time value of consistency is the concept that consistent actions, consistency, is worth more later than it is now. And in many cases, exponentially greater due to the compounding effect of your actions or your consistency. So the time value of consistency, it says that the concept of consistent actions is worth more later than it is now. Time value of money says the concept that the sum of money is worth more now than it is later. Consistency takes time. And the definition that we talked about with consistency, it always talked about time, over a period of time. And over a period of time, if you do anything consistently, you're going to make improvements. Okay? Now, as long as they're positive things. If you do negative things consistently, it's going to have a negative effect. If you drink consistently, you overindulge every day, that's going to have an effect over time. You're going to start looking older. Your liver's going to start failing. Things are going to start going wrong in your body because you've had a consistent action of doing something. But we want to make sure that we're doing something positive for our business. Okay, and there are multiple benefits to this. But once again, I use the example of the podcast. I didn't get all these downloads overnight. It was consistent action. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I never thought it was even going to grow this big. But what happens is it's almost like an exponential growth as you continue to put those actions in. And each action has an opposite reaction, correct? So if I stop putting the work in, then the podcast was going to stop growing. But being consistent, that enabled it to continue to grow. And that's what we're going to keep doing. So one of my good friends is thinking about doing a financial podcast. And so he and his partner called me the other day and they were talking about, yeah, man, we're thinking about doing a podcast maybe once a month. I said, don't even waste your time, bro. I said, because that's not going to get any traction. Once a month, you need to let people know what day it's coming out, what time your podcast is coming out so they can be ready for it. Okay. And I said, so don't even think about starting a podcast once a month. I said, it's a waste of your time. And I promise you, you're not going to get the traction that you could get if you commit to it once a week. So if you're listening out there and you're doing a podcast, you need to commit to at least once a week. All right. Once a week is perfect. It's not too much and it's not, and it's not too little. So people want to hear that content. If they like what you're saying, they're going to want to hear more. But if they have to wait 30 days, come on now, they're not going to do that. So be consistent with your actions. Another example I had is when I started as a stockbroker, I started out at Dean Witter Reynolds before I went to Merrill Lynch. So one of my buddies actually worked there. He's a year older than me, and he worked there, started a year right out of college, just like me. He started a year in advance. And so when we started, man, we were going, because it was hard times when you start out. You get a telephone, you get your computer, and you get an empty client book that you got to fill up. And so over the years, I was able to build up that client book and make good money. But when you start out, you're really just a salesperson. And so I remember times, man, when we would have to go and get McDonald's coupons so we could eat lunch. And we laughed about that, as we continue to grow our business. But right now, I mean, he does tremendous business with entertainers, athletes, He's never had any other job. That was his only job because he knew he wanted to be a stockbroker or a financial consultant ever since he was in college. And so he's been in the game probably 30 years or whatever, something like that. And he's doing phenomenal. But when it started, it looked bleak. I was there, trust me. It looked real bleak. It looked real bleak for him, but he hung in there. And that consistency is the thing that took him over the top. And I tell people this all the time. Many times entrepreneurs, we don't give ourselves the time to be able to grow into becoming an entrepreneur. There's really no training ground for that. You can take courses and workshops and mentorship, but that doesn't make you qualified to be a successful entrepreneur. The only thing that qualifies you to be a successful entrepreneur is you going and doing it. Okay? That's what I said. Always talk about knowledge versus know-how. I can acquire knowledge anywhere. I can acquire knowledge to fly an F-15 fighter jet by watching the documentary on TV. Somebody could give me the flight manual, the instruction manual. I could watch somebody do it. I could be in the plane with them in the back seat watching them fly. But that's knowledge. Now, if they said, Jay, can you fly this F-15? Do you have the know-how? Do I know how to fly it? The answer obviously is no. The only way that know-how comes is from actually doing. So as entrepreneurs, we have to roll up our sleeves and dig in deep. And the only thing that makes entrepreneurs successful is consistent actions, positive actions, actions that are going to move the needle forward, not dumb actions. And sometimes we make those dumb mistakes because we're learning, and that is part of the process. So you may make dumb mistakes and set your business back, but that's okay. Continue to be consistent. Continue to be consistent in your actions. And always, as I say, guys, always look to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. It's just like a boxer. You could have all the physical talent. You could have all the mental wherewithal. But if you don't keep improving and increasing your game, understanding what the game is, understanding the lay of the land, understanding who your opponent is, and then being able to take that and process it and be able to make adjustments to come out with the victory. That's what entrepreneurship is. It's being able to make adjustments. But nothing happens, just like a fighter. If they're not consistent in their training, they're not off. They don't go to training camp for 12 weeks, 14 weeks for nothing. They have to go back in and get consistent training. So when they step into that ring under the bright lights, they know it's go time. This is the big time. Now, boxing, unlike entrepreneurship, you may have three fights a year. But with entrepreneurship, it's every day. It's not a sport. It's a lifestyle. And so with entrepreneurship, we need to be consistent, and we always need to be elevating your entrepreneur IQ. Elevate your entrepreneur IQ. I preach it all the time. Be it mentorship, be it taking online courses, going back to school, whatever it takes. Elevate your entrepreneur IQ. The higher your entrepreneur IQ is, the more chance you have at success. And one of the fundamental concepts of being able to elevate your entrepreneur IQ is consistency. Consistency at your work, consistency at learning, consistency at doing things that are going to move the needle in a positive direction. So, for example, here's some of the benefits of consistency. You can create a predictable growth in your business. Create predictable growth in your business if you find the things that are working and you do them consistently. Okay, for the podcast, I know that every week I need to come out with a podcast episode. It's consistency. And what does that do? It helps grow my podcast. Okay, when you have consistent action, you gain exponential momentum. It's almost like a snowball rolling down a hill. And one of the things that I tell people is when I talk about consistency and you talk about consistency in time, it's over time. It's action over time. And we're in this, I need to see it now mentality. where a lot of people don't take that consistent action and understand that it's going to take time. But what I'm going to tell you guys, perfect example. A buddy of mine, I've been telling y'all for the longest, he was coming out with this podcast, and he hasn't come out with it yet. But if you take a look at today, and then you go fast forward 3 years from now, right? God willing, you'll be living. 3 years from now, if you start your podcast today, what do you think it's going to be if you consistently do it over 3 years? You're going to have a platform and a base that not many people have. And I keep telling people, oh, well, you're putting stuff off. You're making excuses. And I get it. Life happens. But when you're an entrepreneur, you got to be consistent no matter what. So if you're thinking about creating or building a business, the actions that you need to do, be consistent with them. Because when you look 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road, even 1 year down the road, those consistent actions will make a difference. And then somebody else, people come to me, damn, man, you doing all them downloads? Yeah, bro. I'm doing it because I put the consistent work in. I didn't wake up with these type of numbers. It was something that came over consistency over time. There were times, I'll be honest, man, I was tired. I didn't feel like doing the podcast for the week, but I did it because I knew I had to be consistent. Okay. And that separates the people that are serious about building a successful, sustainable business, not just a business, a sustainable business. It's consistency. If you stop working out, guess what? You're going to lose muscle mass. You're going to gain weight, right? You have to be consistent. So it's really a lifestyle change, guys. It's a lifestyle change and a commitment to entrepreneurship. That's what this is all about. It's a commitment to entrepreneurship. So another thing is, I mentioned this briefly, it helps build your platform, a solid foundation for your business. So if you're doing things on a consistent nature, it could be something as simple as I'm doing consistent social media posts. I'm doing consistent outreach. I'm doing consistent marketing. I'm doing consistent content creation. All of that type of stuff makes a difference over the long haul. The problem is we're so short-sighted and we want the instant gratification, and that's not what business truly is. It's about building a foundation that's going to allow you to grow and hopefully build generational wealth, if that's what your goal is. But it's all about being consistent. Everybody that you know that's successful in something, I can promise you, they're consistent in certain actions. Whatever their profession is, whatever they're doing, they are consistent. And that's the difference between being an average entrepreneur and a super entrepreneur, an average athlete and a super athlete. Now, you got to have that natural talent too. But the power of consistency, how to leverage consistent action to get consistent results. Now, before we close this on out, guys, once again, I said this is going to be a short episode. Happy holidays to everybody, the BEB family and your family. I hope you have a blessed and happy holiday, whatever you celebrate or even if you don't celebrate. But I just want to remind you guys, all my contact information, just go to bebconnect.com, bebconnect.com. I'm doing a soft launch with my new website that I've been talking about for months. So it's up. We're still making tweaks, but everything that I talk about, I'm just going to go through this real quick. You can go to bebconnect.com or blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. They're going to take you to the same place. bebconnect.com is forwarded to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. So I mentioned at the top of the show, this is before we close on out. I got one more thing to tell you guys too. At the top of the show, I mentioned my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. So if you want to build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, go to anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up a copy, print $14.95, digital $9.95. Now, if you need additional assistance building that successful, sustainable e-commerce business. My flagship program, pound for pound, the best on the market, Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBAElite.com, a 15-week implementation program that takes you from product ideation to creation to selling your product or service online on your site and any other applicable sites, pound for pound. All right. Also, I mentioned at the top of the show, 2 platforms I created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide black economy. BeSmartByBlack.com. If you are a product producer and you want to sell your product to black consumers worldwide, upload your information for free. That's right, FREE. It's free to upload your product information and you can connect and sell to black consumers worldwide. Now, I didn't forget about you freelancers. If you are a freelancer, go to hireblackfreelancers.com, HIRE, blackfreelancers.com. Once again, it is free to upload your information. If you do anything on Fiverr.com, freelancer.com, upload your information and you can connect with black consumers and black business owners that want to hire black freelancers. Now, I forgot to mention, though, at the top of the show, my new rebranded, rebooted BEB Academy. So the BEB Academy is an online learning portal that has all types of content behind it for prospective entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, and existing entrepreneurs. We have content on how to build or start your business, how to incorporate your business. We have marketing content, finance content, e-commerce content, everything you need to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Now, you can get 3 days free access. Just go to bebacademy.com. Enroll, 3 days free access, everything in the platform right there. So try it before you buy it. And we have new content that's updated each and every month. 2022, we're going to have some amazing content behind there. Now, once again, that's a mouthful. So you can go to the website. The new website is up. It's in a soft launch, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. Everything I just told you and I'm about to tell you is going to be on the website. All right. Now, or BEBconnect.com. Now, if you want to connect with me, anything long, family, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, JAYJONES @blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. First one is J Jones for Real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, JJones001. LinkedIn, you can just type in LinkedIn, type in J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. You'll find me there. YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, family. Additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. Just go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and hit that subscribe button. If you're on Clubhouse, you can go to I Am J Jones on Clubhouse. And for my new call-in app show, it's Ask J Live, J Jones at Ask J Live on the call-in app. Also, don't forget, guys, tomorrow, Tuesday, December 21st, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, on my next Ask J Live show, I'm doing a business spotlight so you can promote your business for free. Just go to AskJLive.com to subscribe, and you can call into the show and promote your business. Tell us who you are, what your business is, why you started your business, and we're going to chop it up for a few, and you can get free promotion. Now, unlike Clubhouse, call-ins rooms, which basically they're the same type of rooms as Clubhouse, they are recorded, and you go to Ask J Live, all of the episodes are there. So it's really a live podcast. And so when you call in, tell us about your business, you'll have the link to the show and you can share those links, social media, whatever, and I'll be sharing the links also. So please make sure you take advantage of this free opportunity to promote your business. Once again, go to AskJLive.com, subscribe, and then on Tuesday, December 21st, tomorrow, call in at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and we're going to chop it up. We'll talk about your business. And if you need to ask me any questions about entrepreneurship, your business, my business, we're going to take questions also. But I'm looking forward to helping you promote your business for free. Now, before we close on out, guys, I say this each and every week. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. And y'all know I appreciate and love you guys. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog, the new website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Go there, check it out, bebconnect.com, same thing. Check that out. Share all that content and the resources, because it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.